Good morning, traders. It is Sunday, December 1st. I want to get the month off on a positive note, so let's do a little video. Let's take a look, see if we can find some stocks. This is the VXX. You can see how it's been declining. It measures option implied volatility. The market's been grinding higher. There's not a huge tailwind right now because we've been floating higher. Option premiums are collapsing. What this does is it kind of takes away our opportunity to sell out of the money bullish put spreads and out of the money bearish call spreads. Yes, there are some select opportunities, but we have to be very careful in the stocks that we pick. If you watched my recent swing trading video, you can see the strategy that I'm currently using for those plays. But there's another way to approach the market right now as well. So with these deteriorating option implied volatilities, we have to go too close to the money to generate a decent credit. And one little market whiff, one little sniffle, and these stocks will be in the money. So it's not a great strategy to use right now, but there's an alternative way to trade this, and it's finding inexpensive stocks that we can buy. Those will provide us with really nice upside. You've got 2-to-1 leverage using Reg T margin, so you can leverage yourself a little bit on them. I'm not particularly concerned about option liquidity because we're going to be looking for stocks that are less than $10 in price. So let's take one look at the SPY. You can see we've got this nice uptrend line here. It's at about the 310 level. We can put up a couple of major moving averages. So we'll click on SMA, we'll put the 200 up, we'll put the 100 up. You can see they don't come into play anywhere, even the 50 days way up here. So market's floating higher, not a lot of speed bumps. We had Trump sign the bill last week supporting Hong Kong protesters. China has promised backlash. We haven't really seen much of anything in the 3 days after. That tells me that they want to get a trade truce done. The fact that Trump sat on it for a while tells me he wants to get a trade truce done. So who knows? It might actually happen. We've got the Brexit vote, not the Brexit vote, but we have a vote happening in England. It looks like Boris Johnson's going to win that election. That takes uncertainty out of the market as well because that will pave the way for a Brexit deal. So everything's looking pretty good right now. We had GDP come in better than expected. Durable goods orders came in better than expected. We've got seasonal strength. Bottom line, we need to trade from the long side, but selling out of the money credit spreads, probably not the best strategy. Buying premium right here, also not a great strategy because there's not a lot of market tailwind. It sure looks like there is, but there's just not a lot of movement on a day-to-day basis. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to click on custom search. We're going to look for heavy volume, which by the way, I can dissect any stock at any moment in any day because I track intervals on a 5-minute basis, so I know what every stock normally trades during that 5-minute period during every single trading day, and I compare that to the 20-day moving average. So if I wanted to find a volume spike in the last 5 minutes on a stock, or in the last 15 minutes on a stock, or the last 30 minutes on a stock, I can do that. As day traders, we certainly use this search. I'm talking more about a swing trading perspective right now, so I'm going to mark heavy volume. This will show me a stock that has had heavy volume throughout the course of the prior day. I'm not concerned about option liquidity. Our goal is to find some cheap stocks. So we'll go from a $1 stock up to a $10 stock, and we'll click to see what the scan brings up. This is a pretty decent list of stocks. Now we could easily click through this, probably take us 5 minutes to do that, but we can also filter this a little bit more. And let's take a look for a stock that has a bullish ADX. This means that it's been trending upward recently. Look at that. There's only one stock on the list. Doesn't get any easier than that. Let's see what it is. AUPH. Beautiful breakout through a horizontal resistance level right here at about the 675 level. You can see the strength. You can see the big volume. I like it. You can also see how when it sold off, you had this capitulation low down here. A lot of buyers coming in, kind of compressed in here, and after earnings, boom, lots of volume, continuation. The stock's going to continue to move higher. Let's go into a 15-minute chart. Friday was a half trading day, so not a lot going on, but you can see the stock has had a nice trend higher. You want to buy dips on this stock. Well, how do I go about doing that? Well, there are a few ways using the Option Stalker platform that you can do it. What I like to do is I like to either pick a horizontal support level, or if I've got a nice upward trend, like right here, I would connect those lines, and on the first pullback, I'd be notified that the stock is dipping. Then I would draw a downward sloping trend line above the top so that when it breaks out to the upside, I know that that's my opportunity to join that trend. So in this particular instance, I would click GTC, I would double click on that bar. If the stock pulls back below that level, I'll know I've got a dip. Then I start drawing my downward sloping trend line, wait for that to be broken to the upside, and that's my entry point. So if the stock continues to drift lower, that downward sloping trend line is going to keep me out of the trade until it finally moves higher. It's a really, really easy approach to use. I'm going to widen the parameters a little bit because I'd like to look at more than just one stock. So let's go in and look for ADX that's positive on a 30-minute basis. Okay, now we've got a few more stocks to look at, and I'm going to zoom back out to the daily chart and see what we've got here. I like this. This is a nice $8.50 stock. You can see some pretty big tails above body. You can see some pretty big tails below body. What do these patterns tell me? It tells me that the stock is pretty volatile and pretty choppy intraday. So I do not need to buy breakouts. I do not need to chase this stock. It is probably going to come back to me. Look at this. We can see that nice big heavy volume coming in. Folks, we need to have volume right now. Volume tells us where the buyers are. We want to ride their coattails. So right now we've got a nice breakout through this horizontal resistance level right here. We've got good volume. The stock did back off of the high. Let's take a look at that 5-minute chart. And you can see very light volume on Friday, but this stock actually had good volume. So on a half-day holiday type trading session, this stock actually had a lot of buyers coming in. You could see the volume. Very, very likely chance that it's going to move higher. So back to my earlier point about using trend lines for entry points. So you would draw a trend line right here early in the day on the notion that you would like to buy a pullback. You get your first trade alert right here. Okay, now I've got a couple of points that I can connect my downward sloping trend line to, and it will come right in somewhere in this area. You probably get a little alert Friday. Do you want to buy it going into a weekend and a holiday shortened session? Maybe not, but that's how that system would work, and there would be your entry point right there. I do like this stock. I think this stock will continue to grind higher. Very easy to place a stop at the $8.75 level. You want that prior high to hold. It's about halfway up that bar. So you've got a nice little support level here. Very minimal downside because you can keep your stop short, very close to your entry point. And it's got very nice upside because we know that buyers are lining up. So let's take a look at AUPH again. Yes, very nice. We've got this $6.75 natural stop level right here. Stock's up at $8. Would I chase it right now? Would I buy it right now? I'd love to try and get in somewhere halfway up this long green bar, which would be about the $7.50 level. For very passive traders, you would use the open here from this long green bar as your stop. If you were a more aggressive trader, you could use a wider stop and stay in the position to the 675 level. You want the stock to close above that $6.75 level. So folks, these are like options. It's a $8 stock. It's not very expensive. You could even margin it Reg T and only have to put up $4. So these could produce some very, very nice returns. Let's keep looking. GT, excuse me, GTT. Now this one I like. It's got to get through this horizontal resistance level, but look at that volume. I love that. Well, what do we do here? Let's take that GTC alert line. We'll connect that top. We'll connect this top. You can see it's already through that top. So price is already through that line. So I'm going to try again. I'll try connect these two lines. And so now, if the stock can get above that alert line next week, I'm going to know about it. We would have a breakout above the 100-day moving average. We would have a breakout above this horizontal resistance level, right around $10. Yes, I would certainly like that. Let's zoom out real quick. Oh yeah, look at the upside this stock has got. This is a $42 stock. So you might want to do a little bit of analysis and find out why it fell so hard. You've got one low here. You've got a retest here. On that retest, you have a bullish hammer. We'll go back to the normal view so that we can kind of zero in on that. There's your bullish hammer right there. Closes, tests that low right here. Closes on the high of the day. Look what happens the next day. Boom. Nice long green candle closing near the high. Follow through the next day, closing near the high. I don't like this inverted hammer too much right in here, but it was on a holiday shortened trading day. So we want to see it grind, grind, grind and be able to make it through that high right there, get above that 100-day moving average. GTT. INSG, this is nice. Got a breakout here, good volume. You'd want to try and buy it right around that $6 level. Zoom out, see what it's got going on a longer term basis. Very choppy. I see this, I'm not as interested. Why? Because it has a tendency to do that. Look at me, I'm going. Here we go, here we go. Oops, no. Uh-oh, this is it. This is the one. Here we go. No. And it takes a long time for this stock to recover. Yes, it is through this horizontal resistance level, but you can see it's tried to do that before. So this would not be a great pick in my opinion. Yes, it's got good volume. Yes, it could continue to go. I'd need to see a couple of bars build. Long green bars closing on their high, a couple of them in a row from this point on, validating that breakout on heavy volume. Okay, different ball game. I'm in. So I would not use that as a great trade. TEF, Telefonica, you can see this trend line here has been violated to the upside. It's above the 100-day moving average. I'm not overly excited by it, but the stock does tend to trend nicely. Big, nice sell-off, big, nice bounce, nice gradual trend lower. So you've got your breakout to the upside. Yes, it could continue to go up to the 200-day moving average, which would put you at about $7.90, and the stock somewhere around $7.50. So certainly a nice return on investment if you bought it and it continued to grind higher. So the point is, I really think that this is a great time to go in and look for some of these cheaper stocks that are rallying off of bases, getting through some major moving averages on heavy volume. So it only took me a few minutes to conduct this search and to run through some picks. Out of those picks, I like AUPH and I really like this GTT. I think that could be a nice one. Let me get the scanner out of the way. And APPS also looks good. So there's some good trades for you. I'm going to also show you my new website. So I hope you come to www.oneoption.com. You can sign up for my research product. It includes the daily video that I post an hour after the open. Before I post the video to YouTube, I'm actually telling everyone what I'm looking at, what I like to trade for the day, so they kind of get a jump on the action. Then I record the video and post it in the chat room. I also do a weekly swing trading video that I post to YouTube a couple of days later. You can see those picks. I review every pick in every video during the next video that I record. So I'm trying to show you the consistency. I show you everything. Good picks, bad picks. Fortunately, we have far more good picks than bad picks. But we do have the occasional loser, and we can learn from those stocks as well. So you've got the market indicators, you've got a couple of searches, you've got the chat room, you've got the pre-market comments, you got the daily video, you got the swing trading video, all for $59 a month. And for those of you who might be interested in Option Stalker, this is a really great deal. You can try Option Stalker free for the rest of the month with unlimited, commission-free stock and option trades. So please come to www.oneoption.com. You'll be able to get started on that trial. Use it for the month of December. You see me make these picks every day using option Stalker. Imagine having this in your war chest. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be posting my early morning video. I know I'm going to have some great stocks to watch. I'll be posting it an hour after the open. If you turn on your YouTube notifications, you'll be alerted when I post a new video. You'll be able to watch it and jump right on those picks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning.